According to the annual newsroom census by the American Society of News Editors, print, broadcast, and digital media are still overwhelmingly dominated by men. In fact, only 1/3 of newsroom staffing is female, and even fewer of them are from minority groups like Asians, which makes correspondent for CCTV America Mei Lee a rare and impressive case of beating the odds. She went from intrepid reporter, news anchor, talk show host to the founder of her own media company. She now joins us in the studio to tell us about her journey and success. Good morning, May.
Good morning.
It's been a while since we last saw you in Korea.
I know. We were just reminiscing about the last time we saw each other several years ago, right?
How have you been?
I've been good. I've been going through some transitions in my life, both professionally and personally, and now I'm out of Los Angeles, which I've been for about 4 years now. So I think I'm kind of finally settled.
Yeah.
I know, the famous last words, because every time I say that I seem to move. But this time I think I really want to stay put for a while.
But the last time we saw you, you started this media company in Singapore.
I did.
So
yeah.
did you move this company to LA?
I did. I mean, it wasn't a large company because it wasn't like a giant corporation. So I had started the company in Singapore because that's where I was. And that's where I did the talk show, the Mei Lee show. And then when I moved back to Los Angeles, I decided, well, I'll just take the company with me because I can do media from anywhere, which is exactly what I'm doing now.
So how are you keeping yourself busy these days?
Well, like you said, I'm a correspondent for CCTV America, which is the U.S. network of CCTV, Chinese national broadcaster. And they hired me in December to be their L.A.-based correspondent. And it really came out of the blue, I got to tell you. It was very unexpected. I wasn't really aggressively looking for something in media at that time. But it just sort of happened accidentally through a connection, an old CNN connection of mine, saw me on Facebook.
Facebook, of all places.
You'll appreciate this. I was guest hosting for a radio show in Los Angeles. I happened to just post a picture of myself saying, oh, I'm, doing the show. He saw the picture and he said, hey, what are you doing in L.A.? We need a correspondent for CCTV America pronto. And that's how it happened. It was purely accidental, kismet, whatever you want to call it.
You had personal reasons, though, for moving back to LA.
I did. And I moved back over 4 years ago because I wanted to be closer to my parents. My mom and dad were living in LA. And they were getting older, still very healthy, but they were getting older. And I'd spent so much time away overseas. And as a good Korean daughter, I really wanted to be closer to them. I moved back, and unfortunately, 1 year after I moved back, my father was killed by a 16-year-old driver.
Drunk driver? Or
no,
just
he was
just a car
16
accident?
years old, had just gotten his license a month prior.
I'm sorry.
It was reckless, driving. And that was a tragedy that changed my life forever. And it changed my career. It changed my personal views. It changed my idea about what's important. And
you
so
were out of the public eye for a while.
I was. I dropped out. And I'll openly admit, I sank into a very bad depression. My mom was having a hard time. And, she had been with my father for 52 years. And suddenly she's alone. And I had to step in to help her, guide her, be there for her. And so it didn't allow me to really process my grief, but then also didn't allow me to live a normal life. And so I did drop out for a while. And I went to a pretty dark place for a little while. And I finally reemerged. It was time. And I will give credit to God. I mean, it was because of my faith that really brought me back to life. And I learned a lot of lessons.
You're back in the game now?
Time. I am back in the game. And, I got to tell you, it feels really good to be back. It's funny when you wander for a little while and you step out of what you know and what you do. And sometimes I think that's a really good thing because it gives you a better perspective of where you want your life to go and who you are, what you're good at, what you're not good at. And what I realized after stepping away and now being back, I'm really good at being a journalist.
Yes,
this is what I do. This is what I've trained to do. This is what I feel most natural doing. And I really love it. I really do love it. And so it's great to be back in the game.